Power tool number 3, reframing. Woohoo! This is something I taught back in Chicago. It is a concept that many of you have dealt with before. You're dealing with it probably today. I don't know. It's a great technique, a great tool. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take your left paw and make a little bit of L like that. It's an L to U. Take your right paw and make a goal post. There we go. There's a goal post. Now turn your right paw upside down and fit that puppy together. There we go. There's your frame. So you can take a look at your world in that frame. See, there's a frame. Oh, I'm seeing all sorts of things, right? And this is what I think my world is. My world is this. And my problem is this. My situation is this, all this. Now what I can do though is take your paws and gently start to rotate them, and all of a sudden you see all sorts of other things. You have changed your frame. You have changed, hopefully, your perspective a little bit, your perception. So this idea of reframing is a powerful tool for you to help narrate the story of your life in a way that is yummy or interesting or just not as sucky. It doesn't mean that you forget the circumstances of your life. No, none of that. You don't have amnesia with reframing. You're just choosing to look for other possibilities and opportunities in a situation. And most of the time, there are other possibilities, and situations that seem bleak are actually sometimes the ripest situations to find the other opportunities. This idea of reframing is from cognitive behavioral therapy. It was coined by Aaron T. Beck, who is an American psychiatrist and professor at the University of Pennsylvania, where he was. And in the 60s, he coined this and he used it. What he was using, though, was something called cognitive restructuring. Cognitive restructuring. And that is where a therapist helps you to do this reframing of negative stories, negative situations into more positive ones. In this reframing, we give ourselves an opportunity to see what else is there. And that can make a huge difference in how you are perceiving yourself, especially, and your world. What else is there? We live in a world that likes to do this binary shift, right? Yes, no, black, white, up, down, hot, cold. And in reality, there's a whole lot of in between there. So it's a yes, no, and. It is a up, down, what else is there? There's a lot of what else. Reframing capitalizes on this ability and allows you to kind of choose something other than these two, and often very choices. Sometimes the choices we have are poo-poo. Poo-poo shenanigans, and I don't like poo-poo shenanigans so much. I like yummy shenanigans. So if we're given these choices, especially the choices of how we feel about ourselves, or we are giving these the stimuli of how we feel about ourselves, often it can be negative. Reframing allows you to pause and consider another option. Today, I actually, on Facebook, the Book of Faces, my friend Jessica Hellum, who is awesome sauce, what an incredible creature she is, she posted a little video about the power of reframing, even though it wasn't presented as the power of reframing. It was from a Harvard Business School researcher whose name is Allison Wood Brooks, who was talking about how we can shift from anxiety to excitement. Instead of doing the thing that a lot of us try to do, me too, to go from anxiety to calm. And the way that we often are supposed to get to calm is through Deep breathing. Now, I am a fan of the deep breath. Do not get me wrong. Apparently, though, it's harder to go from anxiety to calm. And it's easier to go from anxiety to excitement. And from that state of excitement, it's easier, I think, probably to get to the calm. This reframing tool actually can help us move that energy, right? Remember, because anxiety is a threat state. We feel threatened. And so we don't feel like there's a lot of possibilities there often. Reframing that into excitement allows us more possibilities and a better outcome, actually. The research suggests there's a better outcome if we go from anxiety to excitement. This reframing tool is wonderful and effective and your best friend. It is your best friend. It can't be your best friend unless your best friend's name is Fred, and that clearly is your best friend who may or may not be a squeezle. Fred, you know who I'm talking about right now. If you are enjoying these shenanigans with me, this bear person, this Urson, if you're enjoying these shenanigans with this Urson, please subscribe. There is a button. Do that thing, and please leave comments, suggestions, ideas, feedback. It can be critical, but give me some honey on that critical feedback. It's all good. And I am so honored to be doing this little act of service. And I thank you for your attention. We do this thing together. We do this thing together.